a lot of people think that depression means that somebody is crying and sad all the time. A lot of my clients, they say that they aren't sure they're depressed because they aren't crying and they aren't sad all of the time. Yes, depression causes you to feel sad, and it can cause you to feel like you want to cry a lot, or maybe you cry more easily, but depression isn't just sadness. It isn't just crying. In fact, depression is what the word says, depressed. And when we're depressed, everything just gets kind of stifled. All your body systems, that means your physical body, it becomes depressed. It just feels very heavy and slumpy. I was talking to somebody yesterday and I said, you just feel kind of like, there's not a lot of energy in your body because your body is just tired. You want to stay in bed all day long. You feel like you could sleep, but yet you have a hard time sleeping. Your body just kind of, for lack of a better word, stops. Depression also can cause your emotions to become depressed. And again, yes, you're going to be sad. Yes, you're going to cry maybe more often. But when your emotions are depressed, it really means there's a lack of emotion. You feel almost numb. You feel empty. You don't get as happy. You don't get as mad. You just feel kind of flat. And if you know somebody with depression, it's possible that you'll see them feeling happy sometimes because, yes, they're able to go out and enjoy and do things. It just is really, really, really hard because it's like their normal is this flat, dull place of existence. Depression can cause the mind to become depressed. So it's hard to think. The brain just, again, doesn't have a lot of energy. It doesn't have the thoughts flowing through it like you would like it to. And the thoughts that do flow through the brain are more likely very negative, dark thoughts. They're not always sad thoughts, but it's negative thinking that I'm not a good person, nobody likes me, nobody wants to be around me. And I've talked a lot in other videos how when we think something, we look for evidence to support that. So if my thought is nobody likes me, nobody wants to be around me, and I'm staying in bed all day because I have depressed energy, I'm not seeing people, right? Nobody's around me. That gives me and that thought evidence, hey, nobody likes me. So I'm reinforcing that thinking, causing depressed thoughts, sad thoughts. Depression causes you to not have a lot of, I keep using this word energy because really it's a lack of energy in your relationships. So you're not wanting to interact with people because it's like everything has been zapped from you and you are almost a shell of a person. That's what it feels like when you're depressed. So I hear a lot of times from family members or even people that are dealing with depression, I still feel happy from time to time. I still can go out and go to work, or I can still go out and do things, but I just feel so blah. I want to pass this information on because I want to educate you on what depression looks like, that it's not just sad and crying all the time. Because if you are struggling with depression, maybe you need to hear that what you're feeling is depression and that there is help for depression. Or maybe you have a loved one who you see is kind of blah. They're not wanting to do the things that they want to do. They're staying in bed all the time. Their attitude seems different. Their thinking seems negative. And maybe it helps you to know that that's depression. Depression doesn't mean they're just sitting around crying all the time. And it's not so easy to just get up and get over it. Because if you're zapped, if you have no emotional, mental, physical energy, there's no motivation to get up and get over it. Why don't you just go walk? Why don't you just go do something fun? Great ideas. Where does the energy come from to be able to do that? That's the struggle that people with depression have. And it again reinforces that I'm not a good person because they're thinking, well, I should get up and go do this thing. And because I don't have the energy, therefore something's wrong with me. I'm a bad person. And if you know a person who is depressed, maybe you can share this information with them that, hey, you're depressed, it sounds like, and guess what? There's really good news. Depression is treatable. Depression can be, it doesn't necessarily go away, but it can certainly be managed, and you can certainly live a happy, healthy, engaging life where you only deal with depressed thoughts or feelings every once in a while. The best way to deal with depression is therapy and medication. I'm not a fan of always saying, hey, take medicine, but at times it's needed. And sometimes I've seen people get on meds, come to therapy, and then they don't need medication anymore. So the good news is that depression is something that we can treat. It is something that we can help people deal with. So if you're dealing with depression, or if you know somebody who is dealing with depression, then let them know, hey, this is what you're dealing with, and you can get help. And there's lots of ways to get help. I've even done a video on that. So if you scroll through and look at some of the videos, you can get information about that. If you want to know, always feel free to email me, give me a call, comment below. There are ways for you to get help if you need help. So I hope this video gave you a little bit of information. If you liked it, if you want to share it, please share it. Give it a thumbs up. Comment here on how you want to help somebody with depression today. Like if you're feeling depressed, or if you have maybe dealt with depression before, what helped you get through that? That information may help somebody who's struggling today. I'm here every week, so don't forget to subscribe. We'll be back next week with another video on some information for you. Take care, and I'll see you next time.